Well, hello again to all the critical thinking atheists and all you holy people of Atheist Dome. Okay? This is Deroy Cruz, your life applications officer. It's late. Well, it's about 9:30 here in Pittsburgh. And I had to wait till my neighbors got done blasting music. That's why I'm doing this so late. They were out there blasting their music and running a weed eater at the same time. They had the music blasting so that they could hear the music over the weed eater. And I started to go out and say, "Hey man, you got to turn that down, or I got to call the number, man, because I can't hear my TV. I can hear you all the way inside. And but then I figure, as a Christian, have a little bit of mercy, because these guys were out here obviously doing something that they don't usually do. They were working. They were out there cutting, cleaning up after themselves, and I know that they don't do this every weekend. They don't blast music all the time. So give them a break. Let them slide. I figure I'll give them a couple hours. Wait till it gets dark outside before I say anything. And sure enough, so far it's been like an hour of peace and quiet. And then as soon as I decided to start doing this video, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but now they're shooting fireworks. The holiday ain't till Tuesday. But they're already out there shooting guns and fireworks and everything else. And praise the Lord, I'm going to proceed. And if you hear any fireworks, I'll just assume that we'll call it I did this video around the holiday. Okay, I don't think it'll be too loud. But praise the Lord. Again, I'm your life applications officer coming at you with more on this series that I just got stuck doing. I don't know how I got into this mess for a second time. You heard that? But kicking atheists in the butt. This would be part I. I think I did H. And I don't think I need to do a second part of H. I'm going to call this I. And then I'm going to do my epilogue, and that's it. I just want to say, atheists, that hopefully you can't hear that too loud, or I'm going to have to do this another day. Hopefully, I just find it ironic, so super ironic actually, that the videos posted by atheists are so full of blasphemy, scorn, and hate. Yet when I call atheists out on their hateful actions and comments, I'm supposed to come up with pacifiers and teething rings and bottles of infamil. Okay, and calm down these crying babies. I don't get it. You're so tough. You come at me like street thugs, and then when I tell you that you come at me like a street thug, and when I come at you like a cop, you're just like black folks claiming that everything is racist. It's the same mentality. Oh, I'm a bad Christian because you you came at me with a pipe and I pulled out the gun, so to speak, figure of speech. I'm not an apologist. I love preaching the gospel. I love Jesus. I love talking about Jesus. I don't know what I would do if I was a Christian. I think if I was if an atheist, if I was an atheist, I think I'd be probably just as much a pain in the butt as I am right now to an atheist. Okay, because everybody around me, it'd be like, move over, man. D. Cruz is here, you know. Because it never goes the way I want it to go. But I thank the Lord that because I know the Lord, I'm okay with it not going the way I wanted to go. Because I know the Lord, I'm okay with it not going the way I want to go. Even Christianity. Now, the atheists, they seem to think that for me, okay, and I'm epiloguing right here for a second. They seem to think that for me to insist on serving a God and defending a God and defending a form of faith, that they feel that they have some evidence, propaganda of fraudulent activity or fallacy or, occultic behavior or something of that nature. Paganism. And I don't really feel they know what they're talking about, but that is their accusation. They seem to think that that includes every single Christian that is a Christian, that calls himself, that anybody that has the title, they assume that that includes them. And let me bust something right here. You want us to think that, but that's not why you do it. I'm epiloguing. And I've yet to do my epilogue, but I'm epiloguing right here. It's not. You put yourself in a religion called atheism, where you spend your life, your days, thinking that Christians are above you. In a way, they are. Because you cannot, everybody, see, this is the thing. This is the thing, atheists. Wake up. And this is what I'm going to be talking about right now. It ties right into what I'm getting ready to talk about. We all, I said this in the last video, how we live in a system. America has its own system. And it has more than one. But they're all secular pagan systems. The system of money is pagan. The sexual revolution is pagan. Some of the stuff that's being taught in schools is pagan. Evolution is pagan. Okay? The reason why we do anything today, like the reason why a lot of people get married today, has nothing to do with God. It's pagan. And even though you may feel that you jumped on some kind of bandwagon to defend the liberals, the people that are anti-religious, the people that are anti-God, you want to take their side. And you like to think, atheists, that you're a step above them by becoming an atheist, and you're not. You're defending a system that doesn't need any defending. They're doing a good job all by themselves. I mean, like I keep saying in almost every video I've done, the world is full of non-believers. And they're happy compared to you. They're not on YouTube worrying about every little video that talks about God or every little video that talks about atheism. If I put in a word If I type in non-believers in one of my Christian videos, they're not going to come running like a pack of wolves. What's he saying about non-believers? I'd like to know. No, because non-believers aren't religious. You are. That's just like when people say stuff about Christians. Now, I've been hearing stuff nasty about Christians since I was a baby. You know, I'll listen for a second, then I'm like, click, move on. Let me go back playing my ukulele. I don't really care, okay? You know, if it's something that I feel is really, really, really strong-arming our nation or something like that, I might listen to the video and do my own video in response to it. One thing I won't do is just get on there and start hating on everybody, call the guy all kinds of cuss words and everything because he said something against Christians. It's not me. That's not how I am. But you're out there to fight about a system that's already built. You didn't build it. It built you. You didn't build the system, atheists. It built you. You are a victim of the system that you think that you're bettering, that you're helping, that you're defending. No, you're not. The system of homosexuality has been here long before I was a kid. The only difference between today and yesterday is you got more different types of people saying all kinds of different things, all the way from hate to love about this group of people. Now you got people who think they can be gay and be a Christian, okay? And then atheists will support that nonsense when there's no theology for it. And that's another thing. That's another thing. This is the most hypocritical thing about this whole thing with you atheists. Like I just mentioned, the 3 different types of atheists. Level 3 atheist is well versed and grounded in every form of atheist teaching, from evolutional teachings of Darwin all the way to the most popular atheists that are writing books today. Even quotes that he claims are atheists from the forefathers of the United States and so forth. Okay? You got these level 3 guys doing this stuff. Okay? But yet it's wrong for a Christian to have theological concepts to explain what's going on around us and what's wrong with it and why it's bad or why it's good. But yet atheists, they're doing the same thing. You have all these, concepts that you use from in between a crowd of 2 million atheists at least, or more, or way more than that, where you all understand the same theological concepts. But yet, us Christians, you want to, when we understand, if you hear me say one thing and you hear another Christian say the same thing, same old boring story. Duh, I hear the same old boring atheist stories every day. So what? Okay? It's supposed to be the same. That's how we understand that we're united, that we're connected. If I say one thing and another Christian say the same thing, say the same exact thing, that goes to show you, especially if he's somebody of another race, another culture, another country, and all like that, and we come at you trying to preach the same gospel. That shows you that shows you a lot of buffoonery in the atheist community right there. Because we're in agreement because we have the same understanding of the same criteria. And there's truth, and there's lies. And there's people that believe the same lies too. But whatever the case is, we're united. That's all that means. But it's wrong for Christians to be united. It's wrong for Christians to understand the same criteria. But atheists do it all the time. I hear the same atheists just in one day. I hear 100 atheists say the same things. But it's wrong when us Christians do it. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't get that. I said before, what is truth? What is human accountability in existence? Okay, morality. Atheists get their morals from a secular society that is already immoral. That, right off the top, I don't get where you can really speak on morality, because what, you think Christians just started talking about morality when militant atheists came on the rise? That's not how it works. We've been talking about morality since the Old Testament. Long before any atheist was creating a movement or a religion. Way long before. I talked about that in other videos. This society is immoral. Now, we call it immoral. Atheists have problems with a lot of different things in society. But they don't want to call it immoral because that would make them look like a fake atheist. But it's immoral. Okay? It's the morality of mankind that is the problem in the eyes of a Christian understanding the scriptural concepts. It is immorality in America that makes America have trouble in this nation, okay? It is pagan behaviors and pagan religions in other countries that cause them to be third world and cause them to be constantly downtrodden and beaten by their enemies, and they can never get ahead. They can never get on their feet. They can never fight back. Okay? Because God already cursed them a long time ago from their history that's already in the Bible. Now, they just lay desolate, or they are only half a nation. Okay? You know. And the more that they are punished for their crimes of paganism and sin, what happens? They all end up here in America. I talked about that earlier today. You saw it. Okay? I said also, if you don't know the truth, you give others the right to claim what truth is. Okay? And you don't know the truth. That's another thing that atheists refuse to give me a straight answer about. What is the truth? You can't give it to me. But yet you say that you're moral. Well, what's the truth about that? But you say you're moral. Okay? The only way that atheists can preach about morality is if they have studied. Okay? And analyze the subject and fight to put those morals in place. So, you know, atheists don't, you know, when y'all get together and have your little atheist meetings, I'm asking you, do you talk about, you want, let's face it, it's all about your religion replacing ours. You want to replace Christians in any country where they show their ugly face, right? That's what your religion is for. That's what the number 3 atheists are trying to do. They want to replace religion. I looked it up on the internet today. If you say if you say that I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm making stuff up, you need to go look your own religion up on the internet. I looked it up today. Matter of fact, the photos that I put on the last video indicate that. And the photo that I'm going to put on this video will probably indicate that. But look it up. Atheists are taking over churches. And they're so pagan at it. They're going in churches and they're singing songs and having services, Sunday services. I saw it on the internet today, an atheist Sunday service. So not only are they trying to crush Christianity, but they want to form their own religion that is an alternative. Okay, they want to replace Christianity with their own religion. That is what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's the main thing that it's all about. Okay? So, how are atheists moral? How? How are you moral? Let me see. You attack people verbally and even physically. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up. Type it in. Atheist beats or atheist gets angry. You know, type it up. Okay? You attack verbally, physically towards Christian, and that's moral. That's moral? You probably think it is. You know, the Apostle Paul, before he became a Christian, he thought that putting Christians in jail was the right thing to do. Okay, he was of the Roman Empire. He felt that, you know, he was doing the right thing by putting Christians in jail, persecuting the Christians, and killing them if they resisted arrest. Okay. And some of them dead, and he threw them to the lions. Okay, before he got struck down by the light of Jesus, and Jesus saved him and gave him everything back so that he could use it for his glory. This is the same thing that you atheists do. You don't. I mean, Paul, if you read the scriptures, he was so full of hate towards Christians. The Bible says he was breathing insults. He was hot. He was angry. He was sick and tired of these Christians. He had enough of them till God saved him. God had to whoop him a little bit before he saved him. He gonna whoop your butt. Serious, cross my heart. I know he is. He gonna whoop your butt, atheist. He gonna get you. You think God ain't real. Some things is about to happen in your life that you're gonna have to keep telling yourself, God ain't real. God ain't real. Even though I feel like I need somebody to pray for me right now because I'm about to go out. God is real. God is real. Even though all that talking I did online and now I gotta work this crazy rinky-dink job this loser's working. Maybe I need somebody to pray for me. Maybe I need a Christian. God's going to whoop your butt. Just like he slapped Paul around a little bit. Slapped him right off his horse. Okay? Took his eyesight for a minute there. Paul understood his weakness. That he understood this. Paul understood this. Listen real good, atheist. Paul understood this. You can kill Christians all you want. But you can't touch God. You say, that's because God don't exist. No, that's not what you think. That's not really what you think. You attack his people because you simply can't get to him. Because if you really felt that he didn't exist, you would just laugh his people off and there would be no reason to make a religion out of persecuting his people. Look at the number 3 atheists and tell me that's not what it's all about. All 3 of y'all are the same family. Level 3 is just got more money than you, more power than you, understands what this cult is all about, and he's not ashamed of it. You, on the other hand, you're still trying to get to that Mr. Silverman level. You're trying to get there where Dawkins is at. Okay? You gotta get there first. But, you know, you're just a rookie. But this is what you are. You're of a pagan cult that is trying to replace Christianity with its own dogma and its own rules and policies. But I'm asking you, it'd be nice. I mean, even our government has more morals than an atheist. I mean, come on. Even other religions have morals. Even though they're not Christian morals, they have some form of morals. You can't just let everything go on by and act like you want to hate on certain issues, but you don't want to, work on a way to handle things and a way to, there has to be, everybody understands there has to be law. There has to be order in anything you do. You want to defend homosexuals? That's fine. What is the law for homosexuals? Once you make sure nobody is going to mess with homosexuals, you're protecting them. They have a right to get married. They have a right to be gay. They got their gay pride and everything going on. How do you make sure you protect one homosexual from another? How do you make sure homosexuals respect society? How do you keep homosexuals under control? After they got their rights, huh? After they have all their rights. After everybody bows to homosexuals and respects homosexuals. Please tell me, how do you keep them in line, Mr. Atheist? I ain't even supposed to be asking that question yet. That's later on in this. You attack against the president and the government when they don't give you your way. Is that moral? Of course not. Attacking a culture worldwide just because of a few, I'm talking about Christian culture. Where are the crusaders when you need them? I think we need to destroy the Amalekites one more time. I said this in another video. You think the crusaders were bad? Huh. I think it's time for some crusaders to come back. And this time I think we need to go, I think this time we're in a war against not only the Muslims. Now we're at a war against the atheists. Okay? And again, I don't bring a Bible to a gunfight. So if you're going to hate, you're going to pick up rocks, and you're going to get physical about it. You called all the parts in the Bible fairy tales. Well, the part where the Christians turned the other cheek, I've been turning the other cheek since 2013, as I keep saying. Okay, you might want to skip the part if you read somewhere where Christians don't defend themselves and they just stand there and take a beating. You might want to call that one a fairy tale too, because Leroy Cruz is not going to take a beating. Unless you come at me with a badge, in which your government will eventually. Probably not my generation, but probably before my children are, old and gray. But eventually the government will be putting Christians in prison. And who knows, giving them the death penalty for preaching the gospel. Who knows? But it's coming. It's prophecy. It's coming. Okay, and the atheists have set the stage for all these things to happen. The only difference is they try to jump ahead. Well, I got bad news for you, atheists. The son of perdition, the final Antichrist, is a religious person. He's not an atheist. But it's okay, because you will like his religion. He will have a religion that atheists can agree with. Okay? He'll have a religion that you can agree with. Don't even worry about it. You'll like him. You'll like him. You'll be glad to leave your atheist for this knucklehead. Because it's really not that much different. Okay? Bigotry of anything godly, liars, cheaters, violent, fornicators, adulterers, dope dealers, and smokers, and abortionists. Is that what you are, atheists? Maybe not all you, but a lot of you. And you that are doing these things, again, you have no code of ethics. You have no laws or rules or order in your cult. So you're not going to tell another atheist, hey man, us atheists, we don't smoke weed. Hey atheist, you're an atheist, right? Well, you're not an atheist because an atheist doesn't, okay, do crack cocaine. No. What another atheist does, as long as he's an atheist, he can do whatever he wants to do. You have no laws or rules, okay, to say that another atheist isn't a real atheist if he acts as stupid as a Christian. If that atheist goes out and blows up a church, like you claim Christians are always blowing up abortion clinics, okay? He doesn't get disciplined. Not in your book. He's done a bravo thing. All you care about is that he remains an atheist. But if it comes down to the verdict, you'll act like you don't know him. But either way, there's no discipline coming from your lips to this perp. Because that's not in the atheist cult to do that. You can be a clean-cut, super wealthy lawyer type of a guy who don't do nothing but smoke cigarettes. That's his biggest crime. Or you can be a total black market womanizer, pornographer, dopehead. Buying young teen girls from the black market and being atheists as well. Nobody's going to come to you and say, oh, excuse me, sir, we atheists don't do that nonsense. Nobody's going to do that. But a Christian, I don't know why you don't never see it, but Christians don't let Christians do this stuff. When Christians, you ought to see, follow me on YouTube and see how many times I tell Christians, you ain't no Christian. Because that is not the mark of a Christian. Just like I did in the last video. Well, about 2-3 videos ago. I told that girl she's not a Christian. Because a Christian wouldn't be spending time defending atheists, okay, and listening to their dogma. She'd be spending time helping Christians minister to atheists. I don't care if she does it in love and she doesn't do it the way D. Cruz would do it. That's fine. But you don't sit there and go follow the atheists around hating on Christians. No, you help the Christians. That's what's wrong with all these so-called fake Christians today. They're tearing down the church instead of coming together in unity and building it up. Okay? But an atheist can do anything he want to do. And there ain't no atheist going to come up and say, hold up. You're not going to get a letter in the mail from Silverman. And he's going to say, hold up, I heard you was doing crack cocaine. Don't embarrass us atheists like that. We don't do that. I heard you was in jail for what you did to some kid. Okay? Don't come out. We're going to get you. Don't come out, because if you ever show up around atheists again, we're going to get you. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Because you don't care if he has any morals or not. You don't care. Long as he's an atheist, that's all that matters. You just got to make sure he's an atheist. That's all that matters. Why are we even discussing morality in the first place? Okay? Why do we even discuss morality? There's a fine line between morals and crime. But you need to understand this. When a guy goes out and rapes a woman, he was a fornicator and an adulterer up here before he went out there and did that. The only difference between an adulterer and a fornicator and one that's thinking about all this stuff in his mind is the word extremism. He went out there and actually raped the woman. That's extreme. But the atheists, like I talked about that girl in another video ago, that Christian girl that came back to YouTube after being abused, she was nailed to a cross verbally. Okay? She came back and one of these knucklehead atheists said in the comments section, God, I love to rape her. Now, what's the difference between a rapist and this cuckoo? Extremism. One had balls, the other one was a chicken. But they both had that same evil nonsense on their mind. Okay? The cuckoo ain't any better than the actual criminal. Okay? That's the difference between morality and crime. Okay? The other thing is, in Christian theology, when we're taught to not dwell on certain things, we're very stronger. That makes us stronger and gives us strength to avoid those things physically as well. If my Bible tells me to never look at a woman to lust after her, when a woman comes up to me and starts acting like she wants to act sexy, like she might want to do something freaky tonight, and I know she ain't my wife, I'm going to be very surprised before I just jump in there and in the bed with her. I mean, if I do jump in bed with her, it's going to be real slow. Because I wasn't thinking of her like that in the first place. Now, D. Cruz has ran away from a lot of coochie since he's been divorced. A lot of coochie. Okay? I mean, you know, and the more I do it, the easier it becomes. Okay? So, you can say what you want to say. But I wouldn't be here talking to you, saying all this stuff, if I was a coochie crook. Or a guy that spent his time all depressed because he couldn't get Gucci. Okay? I don't care. Because, look at my hands. Okay? When you see a ring on my finger, then we can talk about how much coochie I'm getting or not getting. But until you see a ring on my finger, it really doesn't matter. Why are we even talking about it? It doesn't matter. Okay? When God blesses me with a wife, then I'll worry about how much coochie I can get. Okay? Or we can talk about how much coochie I ain't getting. We can feel bad because I ain't getting, yeah, you're married and your wife don't want to sleep with you, you should feel bad. Okay? You should feel bad. You really should. You really should feel bad. But I have to respect the separation of biblical foundation versus atheist ideas. But your ideas, where are they morally? What ideas, what platform do you begin to talk about morality? The biggest crime of atheism is the fight to destroy religious freedom. I already said that in a number of videos. God's higher morals versus your whatever feels right to you. And that's what it's all about. It's not about you getting morals confused with other things that are, with the laws of the land. How can you know what a moral is when you don't believe in the Bible? See, morals were created by God's word. Okay? Rape laws were created not only by God's word first, but in order for any society to survive, even pagan societies, you have to have laws against rape. Okay? Just like in the Islamic world, when Muslims rape women and they continue to do it at crazy numbers, they even have laws about it there. Somewhere in there they enforce the laws. Because you see what happens when these women are constantly victims of sexual assault every day. They eventually burn themselves up. They commit suicide. And when the men see that they can't get married, because all the women are burning themselves up, they're setting themselves on fire because they're tired of being sexually assaulted. Then they have to create laws to keep the men from losing control with women all the time. Okay? You have to have laws. That doesn't make you a moral person. That's called survival. But where I'm coming from, the morals that I study are higher than your morals. The whole Christianity thing is higher than secular lifestyles. The whole thing is higher in every way. Okay? So, what are atheist guidelines for sex then? Do you have any at all? When should your children begin to have sex? I've had this argument with a lot of non-believers. So I know you, I'm not, should homosexuals encourage their kids to be straight or gay? How will they help their kids choose whether they want to be straight or gay? Should an atheist let his kid be free to choose whether he wants to be a Christian or an atheist? Or should he make sure by discipline that his kid doesn't become an atheist? Should he force his kid to be an atheist? Should he keep his kid from hanging around Christians? Or should he teach his kid how to persecute Christians? Okay? Which is it? See, when you're moral, you sacrifice. You make the sacrifice. Just like if we're moral about race, then we trust people based on their actions and based on their character, not based on the color of their skins. It doesn't matter what the statistics of black folks are, or the statistics of Arab folks are, or white folks are, or whatever. You trust people on their actions and their character as a moral person. So, I'm not going to look at the color of somebody's skin, regardless of what I think, and say, hey, I'm not going to trust you because of the color of your skin. No, I have to trust him based on his actions and his character. It's the same thing here. Strippers, porn, prostitution. What do atheists have to say about such things? What do you got to say about it? Is it okay? Is it okay? Should we just all take our clothes off and be naked atheists? What are the morals about the stuff that you see going on in everyday society, atheists? Or do atheists have dress codes? Do atheists have levels and numbers or any of that? Where do, as I said in many other videos, where do you, not me, you draw the line? I'd like an atheist to answer one question. Pick any topic. Sex, drugs, children, the new age world, dancing clubs, bars, drinking, free sex, sexual revolution, all that good stuff. And tell me, pick any topic. This is your homework, atheists. Pick any topic and then tell me where you draw the line on that topic. And I'll do a video. I'll do a video in response to it, okay? Atheists are legal in a secular society, free world, to do whatever they want to do. And they're victims of that legal free world. They have no statement or mission statement or policies or procedures of their own to keep their cult under control, or to encourage their cult to stay in the clean zone. You see what I'm saying? So God bless you. I will talk to you very soon. Like I said, make a comment and I'll do a video about it. I'm closing. I'm about to do my epilogue Stay tuned for that. God bless you and good night.